So we have a few of you at least who would like to take another look at this, the sandbox from earlier this week. And so I'm just going to go through this and basically give you the answers, but it'll show you how some of these list methods are implemented. So I'm just going to start going with this. And I don't think I'm going to print it every line, but I'll print some of them just so we can keep it going here. So first line is error quote dot sort, not sort. There we go. Okay, so then we do AR quote dot pop. We're going to remove the third element, which is index of 2. So we've already been through those. Okay, so now we're going to remove the element containing the word powerful, which is fairly straightforward. AR quote dot remove and powerful, if I spell it right. Okay, so that'll remove the element that has that value in it. Make a copy of the array. So AR quote 2 equals AR quote dot copy. Tracking so far? Okay. So now this is where it gets a little bit weird. We're going to copy from the second element of AR quote 2 to the first element of AR quote 1. And you'll notice the next instruction is to do the inverse of that. Basically, we're using the copy to swap elements. And the reason that we need to use the copy of that element or that array to swap those elements is because there is no swap places function. But another good function, right? That would be a good one because you could do all that on the fly. But basically, so if we have X and Y in this array, we'll make a copy of it and we have X and Y. And then we're just going to do this. Put that one there and put that one there. That's how we have to do it. That's the easiest way to do it. Well, not the easiest, but the simplest. So we're going to say AR quote 0 equals AR quote 2, 1. So we're saying the first element of AR quote is equal to the second element of AR quote 2. Yeah, and you did the opposite, right? But remember, the main thing that we're operating on here is AR quote. That's where that's the master copy, so to speak. This is just scraps that we're using to fill in things. So, but the way we express this in English, when we say copy this to this, is actually backwards from how we would code that. So we do AR quote 1 equals AR quote 2, 0. So now we've swapped the places of those. So I'm going to print a couple of these just so we can do some comparison. Let's run this and see where we're at. Oh, that's the wrong. That's weird. How do we get that? All right. That's definitely not the right quote. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is after each. Here is the beginning before it's sorted. This is before we start swapping these two. This is midway through the swap. You can see it's got B and B here. and then we copy A into there. So it's doing what it's supposed to so far. So I'm going to comment these out so we don't get a million prints here. Pop to remove the 8th element of the array and store it in a variable. Okay, so equals 8th element of the array, AR quote. The 8th element has an index of 7. Actually, dot pop, I'm popping 7. There we go. Then we're going to use pop to remove the 7th element of the array. So we're just going to remove that. We're not going to keep it. So pop, and the 7th element has an index of 6. Now we're going to copy that quote into AR quote 2 again. So I'm going to just repeat that. Same thing, because I'm just using AR quote 2 to hold stuff. Okay, from the 6th element of 2 to the 3rd element of AR quote. So AR quote 2 equals AR quote 2, and that would be 5. Let's just copy this so we can, 3rd element of AR quote 2 to the 6th. Okay, so we've got 5 there, and we've got 2 here. 5th element of AR quote 2, so that's 4, to the 4th element, which is 3. And, oops. And we're going from the 4th element, which is 3, to the 5th element, which is 4. Now we're going to insert the value into the 5th position in AR quote. So AR quote insert, and then we are going to do the index first. So it's the index 4, and the object is strtemp. So let's see how we're looking up here. AR quote. Yay. That's the right quote. Be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. Maya Angelou is the author. And then I just pull out the for loop for str word in AR quote. Print str word. And so now I can print that out as a regular quote. Okay, so I went from the starting point to the actual quote.